Hi, Shannon Grimm with Shannon Grimm and Partners. I almost forgot who I was.
Shannon Grimm with
someone.
I think it's my name that starts with this next thing.
Who am I again? Not shocked. But anyhow, here today with Brenda Pritchett from Performance Strategic Promotions.
Nailed it, PSP.
Branding all things paper and print. Is that
and promo.
And promo. Okay. I almost got it. I almost got the whole thing out. So
she did pretty good, actually. For her, that's exceptional.
Considering I was worrying so much about remembering that name, I forgot my own. I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah. Usually she can't even remember the guest's name. So it's,
well, kudos to you,
Mike. Maybe.
I do better than that.
You've been a little better recently.
I do. Well,
I'll give you a little credit.
People I know.
Yes,
so
I know.
That does help. But anyhow, so Brenda, so you can brand anything for anybody.
Yeah.
Basically.
Pretty much. It's I try to say that I'm one source with infinite resources.
Ah, that's right. I forgot that one. You do say that every week.
I try to remember that, but yeah, we can brand anything, all kinds of print materials. Now I currently say, paper print, just because of with Keith and the sign
right.
fast signs and stuff like that, but we can source all of that kind of stuff too if need be. But table covers, I just did a table cover for Matt Scullin.
Yep.
And we can turn those really quick. We can do all kinds of, anything from business cards to books. They can be hardbound. They can be, perfect bound. They can be spiral bound, whatever they may be. You could do brochures, any of that kind of print. To any kind of your tchotchkes, your rubber ducks. We can get custom rubber ducks. We can get all kinds of things for handouts, what it may be, whatever. If you're going to be at a trade show, you're going to be whatever you're going to be doing. Sometimes it's gifts thank you gifts for closings. Those type of things are real big. We do a lot of charcuterie boards and work with a lot of different food vendors and those type of things.
That's cool.
So
I didn't know you did the food too.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I think it's a great way to promote yourself, and I think a lot of people, especially younger people, look past that nowadays. Everyone's online, and while that's a great way to market yourself, I think this is huge because even if people don't realize it, or even if something doesn't directly come from marketing yourself through this way, your name being there subliminally gets into people's subconscious. So say someone's seeing Shannon's name on one of these things over and over again, and someone brings up, like, I need a real estate agent, or someone suggests to her, like, I work with this agent out of Dublin named Shannon. They're like, oh my gosh, I see her name everywhere. Like, it's all over this promotional, and it helps stick.
It works.
It really does, and people don't believe it.
No, they don't. And it's, a lot of times they say it's, you have to make 7 impressions. So it's 7 different times. But if you have something that's just sitting on your desk that you can do as a leave behind, and it has a useful purpose, it's a double whammy because they really remember it, they appreciate it, and they're like, where can I get some of those?
Well, and what real estate agents don't understand is that while we can't tax deduct clothing, if it's branded, it's considered marketing material. And when you brand your clothes, not just putting a name tag on, if you ask me, the name tags on everything you wear looks a little silly, but when you're branding what you're wearing, like I even have branded vests that I wear over stuff, that's a conversation piece, and you can tax deduct that entire item.
Right.
Because it's marketing material.
That's huge.
And even when you give gifts, so like if a real estate agent is giving gifts and doing pop buys and stuff like that, if they're branded, they're tax deductible.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do a lot. I mean, we even do water bottles, that type of thing. Lots of times for water bottles, especially trade shows or special events that they might be having. Down to work with a lot of different vendors for catering and napkins and utensils and some of the little sticks that you would use for any kind of appetizers and those kind of things that are branded. So we do that for a lot of different. Several different companies that are clients that we have that have, different business meetings throughout the world, actually.
Oh, wow.
And a lot of times we'll do it where we'll just have them do them, and then we'll send them directly, drop ship them directly to the facility or wherever it's going to be at. So it saves them from having to take it with them,
that's
and
cool
it's all
too.
right there.
Especially if it's across the country. Like I know going to the trade shows, like when I go to the National Association of Realtors, you see people getting stuff shipped to them.
Yeah.
That's genius.
Yeah, it really is.
We've learned how to travel light. Except now I travel with a rubber duck claw machine. So, like, we'll do the Joint Chamber of Commerce, that meeting, or it's a trade show, essentially. We'll do that with the rubber duck machine. So, that
cool.
was a big hit last year with everybody.
I bet.
I'll tell you what, she has gotten better. The first few events I did, it was cars and cars full of stuff. We had to take the little wheel carts or the foldable wagons full of stuff. And finally we got her down to it's like one foldable wagon full of stuff. And I'm like, it used to be like 6. So this is...
That is good.
Well, and I've also learned that to only do events where tables are provided for me.
Yes,
that's
where
true.
It's
that's
set up and you can throw stuff out right when you get there.
Which is why I ordered more tables, because I like to provide them for people when they're doing a trade show with me.
There you go.
She had to drop that in there because so earlier, even before we started doing our other podcasts today, we were making fun of her for how much stuff she likes to order and buy off Amazon and off the internet. And she goes, well, I've been getting better. And I said, yes, you are. It's getting better. And then in between 2 of our podcasts, UPS shows up with a dolly full of boxes. He had to bring a dolly in. He had so many boxes on it. And I was like... this is kind of going against what we were talking about earlier.
They were $35 a piece. Those things sell for $60. The 6-foot folding table, $35.
I'm leaving them in the box because I want to see how long it takes for you to actually use them. If we leave them in the box, then I can. The first time they're open is going to be the first time you actually use them.
It'll be for November 22nd.
November 22nd?
Or, I'm sorry, April. April. Like, good call. Good call, Brenda.
Oh, my God.
April 22nd. I got too many events I'm
I was going to let that go. I was like, okay.
A year from now. Looked at me. I wondered why he was just looking at me like, Because I'm like, what? Good thing you said something. I thought he was crazy. I'm like, why is he looking at me weird? But we do our little mini builder expo here at the office.
Yeah.
So I only have so many tables, so I needed more tables.
That is true.
Because I don't like people to have to bring a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. It is nice when you can just bring a tablecloth and
throw it up and
throw out your stuff and you're done.
And that's probably one of the things Matt needed it for, because he didn't have one at the.
He said
his
was like getting out of shape, and he needed something coming up for something he's doing.
Yeah, because he'll do a couple with us this year. So yeah, we have a good time at those.
We do.
They're usually pretty busy. But so what are some of your favorite things that you've branded for people?
Gosh, that's hard.
Like unique items.
Well, like I said on the rubber duck, one of my clients, Young's Jersey Dairy, best ice cream in Ohio, I would say.
Yes.
Did they do cows?
We did a rubber duck cow, and it was customized.
Gosh, that's
awesome. Pretty cool.
And and it was, the big thing is that it had to be like a brown, like milk cow, not not the black Holstein. And we were able to do that. So that turned out really cool.
That's pretty cool.
And that was very unique. We've done they've done even like things as big as branding like seat covers for chairs, those type of things.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty
unique.
Cool.
And it's it's more of a, corporate kind of gift and everything like that, but it's, something that they really, definitely leaves a lasting impression when you go in and you have all your chairs are branded in your boardroom and that kind of thing. So
yeah, that's pretty cool.
So those are neat.
I don't need those, I know. I know he's looking at me like she's gonna want those.
I know, but I actually like it though. I'm like, a condo design studio could use that.
Yeah. I know, right? See, there's a place for everything.
Yeah, it's interesting. Just you're always trying to find like different, like what's a unique kind of thing to hand out for trade shows, or smaller items versus bigger items. I mean, because tech is always really big, whatever's coming up in tech, but it's something that will last and something it needs to be able to have lasting, and it also needs to be useful.
Well, the rubber ducks, while they're not useful,
they're great.
People really loved them. And I wasn't doing the branded ones because they get to be a little expensive in the claw machine. And we thought, they'll just pull a duck and they won't want the duck, right? We thought, they'll want something else, like an umbrella or whatever. They all wanted the ducks. And then someone even wanted because I had a strand of lights across the table that were battery-operated rubber duck lights, and someone even wanted those. I was like, man, everybody goes crazy over the ducks.
Yeah.
Abby was FaceTiming me when she was in Europe. And I'm like, why is she FaceTiming me? I'm like, ooh, I hope she found a rubber duck store. Because they have those stores all over Europe. And then as soon as she flipped it on, I was like, did you find the rubber duck store? She's like, yes. I'm like, yes. So she brought me back a little Frenchie rubber duck.
That's pretty cool.
So he had a French baguette, and he was the little artiste with the beret on and stuff. Yeah.
The paint palette?
No, he just had a French baguette and the, it's a baguette there, huh? And a bottle of wine.
Ah,
Doesn't he have the mustache, too?
Yes, he had the mustache and the black and white striped shirt, kind of like the mime look or whatever.
Yeah.
The hat, so yeah, it was super cute.
Well, that's pretty
scarf.
Cute.
Yeah.
We do a lot of stuffed animals, like they call them plushies or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, it's funny. Had one that I did coming up on about a year ago for, it was a newer client, but they wanted a honey badger.
A honey badger.
So I found them, and so it was a nice little stuffed honey badger. It's about 6 to 8 inches. I think it was actually 8 inches. And then they had a bandana around it that was branded so the bandana was branded. So anyhow, long story short is they had reached out earlier this week and said, hey, we want to do these again. Everyone absolutely loves them. We go everywhere, and everybody's like wanting to buy them from Steven. So he said, can we just do a whole nother order? And I was like, yeah, sure. So I called to make sure that they were in stock and everything. Everything was good. Got everybody to sign off on it, and then I get a call from the vendor that says, I went out into the warehouse, and somebody had came and took them, and we don't have them anymore, and it's being discontinued.
Oh, no.
But because we have so many different sources, I was able to go to another source who provides me a lot, after I did a little research on finding them, because the key was to find them at close to the same price as I had them before. And so I got something this morning, and we're going to be good to go. So
that's awesome.
That's cool, yeah.
I was afraid I was going to have to end up getting them off Amazon or something, and I really didn't want to do it. I mean, we've been known to do that before if we have to.
Right. Just gets a little expensive on Amazon. Amazon is the DoorDash of shopping.
Marked up a little bit.
Yeah, just a little.
So
sometimes double. I'm learning.
Yeah.
So can I ask what company this is? Only because I want to show up there and try to get one of these for my son because he's obsessed with animals. He has 1 million animal toys and 1 million stuffed animals, but does not have a honey badger.
Well, I'll be able to help you with that one. But it is BD Services. They're here in Columbus. They're a they do like contract. I want to say like. Not excavating, but like estimating and that kind of stuff and everything like that. So,
well, that's cool.
Very cool. And they have honey badgers.
Apparently, that's their mascot. So I was like, really? Not just a regular badger? No, it's a honey badger.
I need to set up a meeting at their office. I'm here to meet. Do you have any honey badgers?
That's funny. So when you're not busy branding all things paper, print, and promo.
PPP?
Yep. What are you doing?
Have 2 dogs that we like. One is like a menace, but we love him to death. He's a new puppy. He actually just turned a year, but I tell him that I could like do a whole blog on the adventures of Remy because he has been quite the.
What's his name?
Remy. Same as your dog.
Same as my dog.
Really?
Yeah, my dog's a psycho. My dog's 10 years old.
Oh, well, he just turned a year.
Yeah,
and,
mine does not calm down, so watch out for that.
Oh, no. He's supposedly, now, we got him down somewhere around Cincinnati, but he was the mother. They had both mother and father. She said the mother's full-blood chocolate lab, and which he is brown. But the father was a Labradoodle Husky mix.
Wow, okay.
Well, the Husky can be a little crazy.
Yeah. Right. Well, I think he's like, the vet seems to think he's not really going to get much taller, which is good, because when we first had him in his paws, you were looking over his way huge. But he's like so energetic, you can't even put weight on him. I mean,
that's
like
the Husky.
And he is Houdini. He is an escape artist.
That's the Husky.
We have like done our whole fence put like all these things, and he will squeeze under like some little rat squeezing under.
This sounds exactly like my dog is lab pointer mix is what we think.
Yeah.
And he, ball of energy from day one up even until now. He's calmed down a little. But our last house, we had a 4-foot fence, and it was like it wasn't even there. Mm-hmm. If he saw something he wanted out of there, over it like it wasn't even a thing. And then if it was a taller fence, he could dig under it easily. I mean, he's crazy.
Yeah, that's his thing, is this digging. He hasn't jumped this fence that I've seen. He just digs everywhere. And and you just kept putting him up, and then he'd go back and he'd find another one. And then most of the time, though, you'd find him out. And we even got one of those halo collars, and he's gotten where that doesn't even affect him.
Doesn't feel it.
No. But it's like he goes, like, there's some condos that are nearby us, so he goes over to this, what we call the cat lady, because she has like 15 cats living under the deck. And then somebody puts out this corn for these squirrels, and I'm like, oh my God, would you quit with the corn? Because he goes over there and eats it. So, but we love him, and he is absolutely crazy.
Well, with this, he's part husky, so with this snowy weather, he's probably been like, leave me outside forever.
Oh, he is, and he will, like, he's got this, like, beard, like a white beard, part of him too, and he comes in and he's got snow just hanging from it, and just thinks he's the funniest thing in the world.
I love my dogs.
And you said that's one of 3 dogs?
No, one of 2.
2, okay.
Our other one is a American English Coonhound, and he was a rescue too. We paid for Remy, and most of the time we do rescues. Mm-hmm. But he was a puppy that we found at the Delaware Humane Society. And he's like 7. So
what's the coonhound's name?
Gibby.
Gibby. Does Gibby have the?
Yeah. Yeah.
My in-laws have a red tick coonhound, and it's.
Yeah, but he is afraid of everything. He is so anxious about it, and he has to sleep under the covers and hog the entire bed. We have a king bed.
That's how my black lab was.
It's all the way. We have to get all the way under. There's just nothing. You can't do anything about it.
I love dogs, though, and I do love sleeping with my dog. So a lot of people won't do that, but I love sleeping with my dog.
Well, they're both. Remy will get up there, too, but Remy will just jump up and down. He's kind of in and out. And a lot of times he gets up and he, like, gets really close to my husband and presses it because he knows that Gibby wants to be there. And so he's, like, hogging it. And then, so if Gibby gets out and wants back under the covers, he's not moving. So
that's too hot for me in bed with the dogs. That's too hot. Can't do it.
Oh, well, we have 2 fans going, so
I overheat. My wife always loved.
I have the heated mattress pad going.
Yeah, my wife always loved the dogs getting up on the couch and snuggling, like when we were watching movies and stuff, and keeping her warm. And if they'd lay on me and put their head, I love that. That's fine. But in bed, I can't do that. But I know a lot of people love that.
Well, I used to be single and have the 2 dogs, and I loved having the 2 dogs because my one was so big it was like sleeping with a person. I slept with my arm around him. So, and then the other one slept back to back with me, so I was like a dog sandwich. I liked it.
They do generate a lot of heat.
I liked it.
So we were talking before, and you said that this fall you went to Disney World.
Yeah.
And this was for your 35th anniversary?
It was.
That's awesome. So you went there on your honeymoon.
Yeah, we did. We went on our honeymoon. My mom had actually won this trip off the side of the McDonald's cup. Do you remember in the McDonald's cups when you'd pull the little tab on the side? So it was,
Monopoly, was it the Monopoly tabs?
Yeah, it wasn't totally free, but it was like, I think she spent like $200, and it was 5 days and 4 nights.
That's pretty good.
And plus,
that's about all you
meals
need
a day.
Disney, though. Yes.
At the time. So they had this passport.
I do like that package.
You never knew, cool. Like, we didn't know, like, if, what this would be. So I remember going the first time and we ate at this steakhouse, like, and I went to order and we showed the guy what it was, and he's like, you can get whatever you want. You might as well get the 25-ounce steak. And I was like, I'm not going to be able to eat all that. But he's like, what does it matter? So I ordered it, and we just signed our name, and that was it. So that was really pretty cool. So we were actually going to stay back in the same place we went, because when 35 years ago, the Caribbean Beach Resort was the first one just had opened. And that's where we were going to stay. But we decided we have a timeshare thing through my husband's mother or whatever, and I was like, oh, we could save some money by using that, and we're right there on the grounds, basically with it, and then we were able to do more of the park and get all of his lightsabers. I felt like could justify.
So we're staying at the timeshare. 4 lightsabers we can do instead.
Right, like exactly.
Disney's one of the only places where you can still go to a Brown Derby.
Yeah.
Which is the steakhouse. And I love the Brown Derby. It reminds me of being a kid. And so whenever we go to Disney, that's where we have to go.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny. The kid now, the teenager now, likes that stuff too. So he always wants to go to the steakhouses and stuff.
Yeah.
He's expensive now, isn't he?
He's very expensive now, yes.
They do get more expensive as they get older.
He's been introduced to shellfish and steak.
I know. So. It feels like when they're young and you're buying all these diapers and all these toys and all these things, it's expensive. And then there's this slight break, and then all of a sudden they're in activities that cost money, and then all of a sudden the food consumption starts going up, and then all of a sudden the food starts getting fancier, and then they want a certain brand of clothes, and then becomes college, and it's like, wow, this is tough.
It really doesn't end. No.
Not my kid, so I can pick and choose.
Yes, I know. You're lucky.
But he is more expensive now.
Yes, for sure.
And considering I paid for all the vacations, it's pretty expensive.
So do you have a favorite ride down at Disney?
Probably, actually, we had insisted because my son we'd never took my son as a kid to Disney, so he's 26 now, so he went with us. But we were like, well, you got to go to the Magic Kingdom, and you got to do the Haunted Mansion.
Love the Haunted Mansion.
And we kept talking about the whole thing about, the ghosts are going to sit in the car with you and everything. Well, they changed that. I was at the very end, and I was like, oh, I'm so disappointed.
Really?
But
they don't sit in the car.
They don't sit in the car. They're like across the way, and they're there, but they're not. It's just not the same effect as when they sat in the car with you.
So I know last time we went, I don't remember them being like that. You could see them in the car with you, but the photos they showed you at the end, they were in the car with you.
Yeah,
they still have that?
It's like that, but it's not like physically. Like you could used to look over, and it was like right there.
Yeah, they don't do. Yeah, you're right. They didn't do that last time I was there either.
And because my Craig and I, my husband and I, were in one car, and then Spence was in another car, and so then we like looked at each other and we're like, "There's no ghosts." And he gets out, and Spence was like, "I thought you told me there was going to be a ghost in there." I was like. But it was still a very cool ride. Everything was cool. And Pirates of the Caribbean, and they got Jack Sparrow back.
Yep.
Yes,
and it was so, cool. So sweet.
And that was that was closed for several years.
Yeah.
And so the first time we went on the Haunted Mansion, I tried to tell the then 7-year-old, it's going to be, you're going to love it. It's going to be fun. And I won't take you on anything I'm afraid of. And I tried to prep them for the whole, they're going to turn out the lights and all this stuff. But then I was freaked out. So then I was like, oh, crap. Because I'm like, I don't like this either. Because you're around people and I don't know these people.
Yeah,
it's
like
I'm
room
having
as it stretches, it's falling, but it's stretching.
I'm having to touch the wall myself. Like, it's fine. All the time. I'm like, holy crap. But then as soon as we get off of it, because like he was crying and he didn't want to go. And as soon as we got off of it, he's like, can we go again? I'm like, seriously? And he did the same thing with go-karts.
Yeah.
Like he didn't want to get on. I'm like, fine, we'll take you to a babysitter. We're going to come back and we're going to do go-karts ourselves then. You can stay with the babysitter. And he's like, what? So then he gets on. He loves it. And he's like, that was awesome. He's like, let's go again. I'm like, I'm going to kill you. I'm like, when are you going to learn? I never take you anywhere where I wouldn't go, and I'm a scaredy cat. So.
Right.
Did you do, I know they're closing it down. I'm not sure if it's closed yet. The Country Bears Jamboree?
No, we didn't do that one. We did, we actually did.
That's great.
The Mike, Monsters, Inc.
Mm-hmm.
The Laugh
fun.
Factory thing.
Yep. Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
So we were debating on it, and we're like, oh, yeah, let's just go ahead and do it. So when we went in, we, of course, there wasn't a huge crowd, but there was enough. But there was like a whole bunch of little kids and the other ones together, so they all went up front. Well, we just took the back row. Well, they wouldn't have any of that. We got called out big time. But it was actually very funny. They're like, yeah, those 3 people that are sitting in the back row, we see you. And so then the spotlight is like right on us. And so they did it to all of us. They had to ask us where we were from, and they were like, why are you sitting back there, and everything.
But it was have little kids.
Yeah, it was pretty funny though.
That's awesome.
I really I think Disney does a really good job. I didn't like going there during COVID though, because their standard thing is that they don't say no to you. But when we went there during COVID, they were just kind of mean. I just didn't like it. Like,
the only thing I had
Disney.
to complain is that it was, like I said, we went right before Thanksgiving. Well, it was about the 9th to the 13th of November, and it was exceptionally hot. There was a couple days where it was 100 degrees temperature-wise.
In November?
Even the people working
cold.
it there were like, "This is unreal." I was so hot. I was like, "Oh my god, I need one of these fans." That
Well, and we bought the neck fans for Disney.
See, it's just,
I was just like, that was awful. I was just sweating so bad, and you had all this Christmas stuff, and I just
I went the same that same time, middle of November in 2022, and it was like low 70s.
Yeah,
like
that's
we
what
couldn't couldn't even get in the pool, and then a hurricane hit while we were there at the end. But so I mean that wasn't fun. But
Yeah.
My kids thought we'd be swimming constantly when we were back at the hotel, and I think I took them to the pool twice, and I would have done more because I can kind of handle it being cooler and doing that. But everyone was like, "Nah, we don't really want to go to the pool," and I was like, So, but it was nice walking around. I wasn't
Christmas
sweating to
lights.
death. So
Yeah.
It is fun seeing all the Christmas stuff because we've gone down in December, and that's a lot of fun going to Disney during the Christmas time. And I always like getting Christmas ornaments from Disney and stuff, and my nutcrackers from Disney. So
Yeah.
those are nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool because it was just like they had just literally changed over from the Halloween to the Christmas stuff. So that was pretty cool. But
now
was a
I'm
great time.
going to switch gears back to work because I did have a question. If someone comes to you and says, "I want to brand," I have multiple things I want to brand, but they're new to this, they don't have a design. Will you help them come up with a design to put on products?
Yeah, we'll help them. We can help them market it, the whole thing. We have some graphic artists that can help them. They can just, give us an idea of what they're looking for as far as what their colors are. If they already have a logo or they need a logo, we can do all that kind of designs and we'll do mock-ups for them and nothing is sent to production without them approving it. So even if they do the mock-ups and stuff, we'll generally, with all of our vendors, we'll request a proof as well so that they'll get it back again and they can sign off on it. The only time that we don't is sometimes we can do a rush. So we have to forego the proof. So when that's the case, what we always try to do this for the most part anyway, but we'll go ahead and give a mock-up that they'll sign off on.
Okay.
And submit that exact same mock-up that we signed off on. So, we know it's going to be fine.
I mean, that's how you keep a quality, check and product in check and keep everything in line and make the customer happy. That's great, especially with having design. I know that's a lot of people, they have an idea, but they have no idea how to put it down on paper or design it themselves. And so having something like that as part of your service is huge. So that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, we've had a lot of people, they'll give them to me on, I've had some print stuff that's like, this is written out on a napkin kind of thing, and this is what I want, and so then we'll go and, as long as we have the key points and stuff, we'll design things, and then we can, do different drafts of it until
That's nice.
it's what they want.
Sometimes things are stuck up here, and I can't quite get them
Yes.
out.
Yeah.
So that's good, though, that you can help people walk through that.
Now
Yeah.
I kind of want a product with a napkin drawing on it, actually. That's when I have my best ideas, is sitting at a table for lunch or dinner. I'm like, that could look good.
Yeah, exactly.
That's too funny.
So what else do you like to do when you're not networking?
Love soccer. We watch a lot of soccer, go to
Okay.
crew games.
Okay.
Columbus Crew.
Yeah.
I'm
My
not
son
a big
played soccer
soccer
for
fan,
years,
but-
so since he was 4 years old, he was playing up until through college. So till he got hurt, and
Not a big
I kinda
soccer
think
fan,
so.
but I definitely wanted them to stay in Columbus
yeah,
because I thought they were a really good fit for Columbus.
they were a great fit.
The guys that used to be around, like Frankie and all those guys, and I forget
Used
the
to
guy
be around.
from
Frankie still shows up to everything.
Well, Frankie went to the corporate office too. I think was working out of the corporate office. But those guys were just good for Central Ohio. I
Yeah.
thought they were a great group of guys. They won a national championship. That group from that time frame, though, back when Frankie was playing,
Yeah,
those are the ones that I kind of got to know through another brokerage I was at because we would do like fundraisers and stuff with them, and they were just good for Columbus. So,
yeah,
and we don't have any other professional teams, so I'm like, we really need to keep the crew. So I was really happy that we got to keep it.
yeah. It's And even when it was the original stadium and everything like that.
Still like
mean,
that stadium too.
I really do.
Yeah.
I mean, the other one's is
Nice.
super nice, but I don't know. There's just something about that other stadium that's just really iconic.
None of the visiting teams liked the other stadium, but
Yeah. Well, there wasn't a whole lot to it.
don't need them to be comfortable, I guess.
I mean, I went to a few national team games there. That was USMNT. It was great. The women's and men's national team. A lot of Mexico matches. I mean, that was a great place to hold a match.
Right. Oh, yeah. The atmosphere is just unbelievable, especially in those national games. But, yeah, so we love that and taking our dogs on walks, and that's kind of our thing.
Okay. So any other vacations besides Disney World?
We love Tennessee. I mean, that is that's my husband and mine's go-to.
It's mine too.
Do you go to Gatlinburg?
We do, but we stay in Sevierville.
Okay. Where the Buc-ee's is.
Where the Buc-ee's is. But before the Buc-ee's that was there, we stopped at our first Buc-ee's is in, I think it's Richmond, Kentucky. I think that's where
Kentucky.
it is.
Yeah.
It is correct.
And,
just don't go there on a Sunday. Jeez.
But we stop.
everybody's
We'll
there.
stop usually. A lot of times it was, and because my husband loves to drive, but he likes to get up really early. I mean, I'm talking like 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m.
That
We're
would
leaving.
be my thing. Not
So
my
we
husband.
get through Cincinnati, we get through all of that, and we stop. Our first stop is at the Buc-ee's for breakfast,
Oh, nice.
and it's perfect. I
You
mean,
guys
really.
make it far then before you have to stop.
And then then you're only another 3 hours or so, and you're there.
So my husband, he's on some weird social medias, like he's on Reddit and stuff. He's not on Facebook or and Instagram, stuff like that.
Reddit and Discord.
But he's on Twitter and I don't know what Discord is, but
My husband and son do Discord and
I
Twitch.
don't even know what that is. He's on Twitter and he's on Reddit. And he was doing all this research, and he's like, "Oh, there's this place called Bucci's. We really gotta go. It seems really cool." And he just kept going on about this place called Bucci's, and he was like, "Okay, we're gonna go to Tennessee." And now Abby says she's gonna forever call it Bucci's because of Steve. But we were getting ready to go to Tennessee, so then we go to the one in Kentucky, and we take the teenager with us, and it's like, "Oh, this is cool." And we went there and we walked around, and it was packed. And then, as we're leaving, I keep looking at the sign and staring at this giant-ass beaver going, Bucci's. I'm like, it's Bucky the Beaver, you dummy. And he's like, what? I'm like, it's Bucky the Beaver. Like, oh, my God. But somebody said that something was called Bucci's or something. I think Cole said somebody was named something. And he was like, see, it wasn't that far off. And I'm like, whatever. It's the French gas station.
Yeah, the French. Bucci's.
Bucci's. So I will forever call it Bucci's, and so will the teenager.
Oh, I'll have to remember that now.
Yeah.
Next time I go and
And then my husband, his phone case has the sticker of the beaver on it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
he's
like,
obsessed.
Really? He is obsessed.
He's
obsessed. Counting down until that one in Dayton opens.
Yeah.
I'm impressed you guys can leave from Columbus and make it all the way there. We have to stop after Cincinnati, after you get through the terrible traffic.
You have to stop
The
for the bathroom.
Big Bone Lick State Park has a rest stop, and it's.
Oh, yes.
I just love the name of it.
That is a horrible name for a state park.
So we always stop there every time. If we have
Yeah.
a dog with us, it's a great place to get out. It's a great place to get out. Well, I mean, we always like to because we hate going through drive-thrus. Pack a quick lunch or leftover pizza, and we always stop there and go to the bathroom. Gosh, making it all the way down to Buc-ee's is impressive.
Yeah, that's.
I might be able to do it, but I'll tell you what, my wife would be like, "No, we need to get out now."
Well, and the last time we went to Tennessee, that I still want to call it Bucci's, that Buc-ee's was still under construction.
Yeah, it's open now.
So we were
It
just
is.
staring at it ooh, we can't wait to come back to this. And the teenager loves going to Tennessee.
Yeah.
I don't know why. We just hang out. Last time we went, we watched Cocaine Bear.
Oh, yeah.
I still haven't seen that.
So
but
then
you
you
guys
were
were
afraid to
excited.
go into the park?
It's hysterical. And it's not really my normal sense of humor. I'm not a kind of, gross sense of humor person. But it was just the perfect time to watch it. And then we watched something oh man, Ted and something where they were cutting people with chainsaws and they were in the woods too. I'll have to look that up. But we watched
Sounds like a family-friendly film.
we watched two great movies for being in a cabin in the woods.
Yeah.
And we were laughing so hard. Jonathan was laughing at me laughing. So like he wasn't laughing at the movie, but he was laughing at me laughing, and I was laughing so hard I was crying because those movies were both hysterical.
And the coked up bear and the chainsaw killer outside the cabin were laughing their ass off
They
too.
were hysterical. It's like I don't even know if we could ever repeat that again. But like when we rent a cabin, the last one we rented had a pool in the basement.
Yeah.
So like they could just go down to the basement and go to the pool. So it was kind of cool.
Yeah, we've never. Well, like I said, I mentioned our timeshare thing. We always do our timeshare there. It's right there in Sevierville. Just as soon as you get almost. Well, you have to go through, but as soon as you get onto the main drag there, it's
that's pretty cool though.
It's pretty close. And
not as much
you're
traffic
right there,
that way.
You're right there at Pigeon Forge. You're right near the island area, and we've only actually Gatlinburg itself. I mean, other than going through there all the time to go to the park.
Go to the park, yeah.
Or Roaring Fork, I cannot rave enough about. If you've never done the Roaring Fork drive, you can get it. You can park along the way. It's a one-way thing in, but you can park and then you can walk down. There's all kinds of waterfalls. Well, there's some waterfalls that you can walk to and stuff like that, but it's so cool. But the thing with Gatlinburg is you have to pay to park, and then there's a lot of walking, which is fine. But if you want to, I mean, it's so much that if you want to move around, you have to pay to park each time you move. So, and it's like usually it's bumper to bumper. So we kind of like go through there at certain times, and then we just do our thing in the park, and that kind
We
of
like
stuff.
the touristy crap.
I mean, it's fun. We do it. And
We kind of plan out the meals.
We do
and
more
stuff.
of the stuff in Pigeon Forge than we do Gatlinburg.
I was gonna say, if you do
Forge is
Gatlinburg,
nice
you gotta
too.
do it early in the morning, and the only thing that's crowded then is like the Pancake House,
Yeah.
which has a line out the door.
Yeah.
down
So
the
no
road.
matter how long it's been since we've been to the Pancake House, the lady who waits on us always remembers us.
That's impressive.
Always.
That's impressive.
It's like that is insane, and like we go there because she's there,
Yeah.
and it's like
That's pretty cool.
Well, you know how I am with servers
Yes,
anyway,
I know.
so it's just kind of cool that she's there. But we love doing the Dolly Parton Stampede and stuff too.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
We've not done that. We did. We actually haven't done too many of those, but we did the Titanic the last time my husband and I went. And it's like we joke because I was the one that survived, and I was like the rich one, and he was the second class, like, or whatever it was.
They
It's
assign
like
you
it's
your
so
persona.
typical.
Yeah.
But actually, I was laughing at him because I told him that I heard that, or I saw something, because I get clip all the time from on Facebook from Sevierville, Gatlinburg, everything or whatever, that you can actually do renew your vows at the Titanic on the stair steps.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's cool. So like when
Jack and Rose.
Yeah, when we took Jonathan to that exhibit, and it's really cool because you can go through and you can read how old people were and if they lived and stuff. And like one of them was like 4 years old. He lived to be like 94 or something and made it through. So it's kind of crazy. And then like you go through and you touch like an iceberg or whatever. Well, then that was right before we were going to go to Alaska. And we asked Jonathan if he wanted to go because he liked cruising with us. And he's like, no. He's like, have fun. Hope you don't die. And it's like, really? It's like, well, wait a minute. Where is this coming from? It's like, it's, the Titanic was a long time ago. Different type of ship. So he's like, yeah, have fun. Don't die.
You're going to hit an iceberg. You're going down.
So he's like, I'm not going there. So it was just hilarious. Like his take on that. He's probably like 8 or 9. He's like, yeah, have fun. Don't die. It's like, okay, we made it back.
Oh, man.
He didn't miss anything, though. It's really cold there.
It is.
But yeah, we love Tennessee. My husband wants me to move to Florida. He's like, well, if you won't move to Florida, will you move to Tennessee? I'm like, you're going to have to get used to Ohio.
The only problem, we've talked about retiring in Tennessee and stuff, but
That's where I want to
some
go.
of their weather, like,
right.
is, I'm like, I don't know.
And driving in it?
Yeah, and it's like, I laugh at the people now that, like, you see this thing, why is the road closed? Are you kidding? It's not even safe to drive when you're there in the summer or spring or whenever.
Right.
Those roads are tight. So do you think they can really get up there and clean off those roads? No.
Correct. I've driven them in the summer, pulling a boat to go to one of the lakes, and it is frightening.
Yeah.
And I'm like doing 45 on a road I should be doing 10 on, and trailer tires hanging off a cliff, and I'm like, oh my God, my brakes smell bad, help me.
It's as bad as Kentucky. Like, my mom freaked out me driving in Kentucky. Those roads are just so narrow.
Oh, I know.
And I've moved people back here from Tennessee, and they're like, yeah, we're done. We too many years with snow in Tennessee on the roads, and they're like, we're done. We're just, Ohio's fine.
It's gorgeous, so I do love it.
It is
there.
beautiful.
Ohio's fine.
And it's so relaxing, though.
It
I mean,
is.
you can just,
visit.
like, Well, that's what I love about it, though. I mean, it's like 6 hours and you're there.
Yeah,
so it's like,
that's what we like too. We actually did our honeymoon in Gatlinburg because we could take the dog with us.
Yeah.
So. The dog had the honeymoon too. So what are some of your hot products right now?
I don't know where, we have there's a big show that's coming up, in a couple weeks that they'll announce a lot of stuff. Actually, the biggest show called PPAI was just finished up in Vegas. I didn't go this year, but our owners went and stuff, so it'll be interesting to see what the latest and greatest gadgets and stuff are. But there's always something new in tech, whether it be like, the cords that can charge, whether you have an iPhone or an Android or whatever it may be. Lots of those kind of things.
Brandon phone charger is genius.
Yeah, now we're going to everything's supposed to have a C cable going forward. So
yeah, so I mean, but there's a lot of them that have like the 3 different prongs, so you can change them out all the time.
And they're all like on the little thing together. The brick, I call it a brick. But
yeah, it's all in one.
Yep.
And to have ones that are, like you can get them up to 15 feet, which is great because there's a lot of times when you're like,
nice.
You know what, I'm like need to work over here, but my plug is over there kind of thing. So those are always kind of nice. And then there's just always all kinds of different journals and those type of things that you can actually write in and, erase it and do all those kind of things, or lots of different ways that they've stepped up charcuterie boards and all of that kind of stuff for entertainment type of things. Those are always big.
Okay, cool. So if someone wants to get a hold of you to do some branding and marketing for themselves, how would they get a hold of you?
Well, they can reach me by my email address is just brenda.pritchett@performa.com, or they can, reach me on my cell or my phone number. They can call in, but it's you can look up Performa Strategic Promotions. You can log in on there, and somebody will contact them with that as well.
Okay. And thanks for joining us today.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
So thank you. And as always, thanks for watching and listening. And make sure that you
like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
Thank you.